Let's take a look at number 22. And I'm going to do it the easy way first, and then I'll do it the hard way by hand. So let's look at it on the calculator. Now we're going to input our matrices. So I'm going to do a second x to negative 1. That's our inverse button, actually. Go into the matrix menu. If you're on a T83, not a T83 plus, but just a T83, you have a button that says MATRX. Now I'm going to go over to edit, so I left arrowed. Now A is already highlighted, so I'll press enter on it. And we want to input A, which is our size is rows by column, so it's 2 rows, 3 columns. So enter, or 2 enter, 3 enter. And then we'll type in each number, pressing enter after each one. So I got 2 enter, negative 1 enter, 0 enter, 3 enter, 4 enter, and then 1 enter. And then when you're done with that, you do a second mode to exit out. Now we're going to go back into our matrix menu. So I'll do second x to negative 1, left arrow over to edit, and there it goes. Down arrow to B. So make sure you do a down arrow and B is highlighted before you press enter on it. And the size of this matrix is rows by column, so 3 by 2. So do 3 enter, 2 enter. And we got 0 enter, 1 enter, 4 enter, 3 enter, 5 enter, and negative 1 enter. And then make sure you do a second mode to exit out. Okay, now we're going to want to find A times B. So I'm going to go into my matrix menu. I do second x to negative 1, enter on A, go back in my matrix menu, second x to negative 1, down arrow to B, and enter. By having A next to B on your calculator, that indicates multiplication. So if I press enter on that, I get negative 4, negative 1, 21, and 14. That's interesting. Oh, 14. Boy, my eyes are bad. Negative 4, negative 1, 21, 14. Looks like D is in David. So let's check that. 22D. And that checks. Okay, now let's look at it the hard way. I say hard way, I mean it's not that difficult. It's just doing it by hand. Uh, 22. A is equal to 2, negative 1, 0, 3, 4, 1. And B is equal to 0, 1, 4, 3, 5, negative 1. Now this particular matrix here is 2 by 3, and this one is 3 by 2. For you to be able to multiply them together, these numbers here have to match. And they do. Your answer is going to be this size matrix, these outer numbers. So it's going to be a 2 by 2. We already know that because we did it in the calculator. But I'm going to take this first row here times this first column, multiplying together corresponding entries. So 2 times 0, negative 1 times 4, and 0 times 5. We're adding those together. Then in my second spot here, I'm going to take this first row times my second column. So 2 times 1, negative 1 times 3, and 0 times negative 1. Then on my second row here, I'm going to take this second row times the first column. So I take 3 times 0, 4 times 4, and 1 times 5. And then I'll take the second row times the second column. So this is going to be 3 times 1, 4 times 3, and 1 times negative 1. Well, 2 times 0 is 0. 0 times 5 is 0. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. 0 times negative 1 drops away. 2 times 1 is 2. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. 2 minus 3 is a negative 1. Down here, 3 times 0 drops away. 4 times 4 is 16. 1 times 5 is 5. 16 plus 5 is 21. 3 times 1 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. Minus 1 gives us 14. Which gives us our negative 4, negative 1, 21, 14. Gives us D. D as in David again. As you can see, it's not hideously horrible on the calculator, but it is a little, or on the by hand, but it's a little bit more, little more hard. It's harder than the calculator. I have to go back and take English comp, I think.